creates the potential for human-alligator interactions, as they call them. And officials confirm that there have been 16 bite incidences this year so far in Florida, equaling the statewide record for attacks in a year, which was set in 2001. Folks, if you're vacationing in Florida and you know somebody that might be coming down here, there's a lot of water, and these things can go to one pond and one lake and just crawl around and then grab you. And before it's all over, you get some major damage. So you may want to warn people about this because the temperature has been really warm. And there's a bunch of them, folks. A bunch of these gators in our town, our cities here. They're in Florida. That's where, we're in Tampa, Florida. They're all over. 1.3 million alligators in the state. 1.3. Officials say that attacks resulting in serious injury are relatively rare from 1948 to 2016, but 388 unprovoked bites. These incidences have occurred in Florida, and explained that the spokesperson that some 24 of those attacks were fatal. And then we remember the one at Disney, right? Yeah, with that little boy that was drug into the water. Wow. You got to be careful, folks. Just got to know the area. These things are predators. And you're the meal. This is a really creepy story here. Multiple remains found on a Pennsylvania farm in search for this missing man. A man was ID'd. Did you hear about that? Yeah, multiple sets of remains were unearthed from a 12-foot deep mass grave on an isolated Pennsylvania farm earlier today. Authorities are conducting digging for bodies of 4 young men who disappeared last week. You may have seen the young man pictures over the internet. Officials were able to identify one of the victims as a 19-year-old who vanished last week along with his friend Mark, 22, Tom, and Jimmy. And Bucks County District Attorney Matthew Wentrup said that he could not identify the other remains at the time. It is unclear, though, how the 4 men knew De Niro. All De Niro was originally released Tuesday evening to his parents' home in Ben Salem, while FBI agents sifted through mounds of dirt from a deep pit that they dug on the farm about 20 miles away. And police, dogs and such are trying to find more information. But there's a killer that certainly did a lot of horrendous things. Very, very sad. This is just really, really tough on everybody involved because of the heat, the magnitude, the scope, and the stakes are incredibly high. Life and death, he said. De Niro was originally arrested Monday on charges that had earlier been dismissed, accused of positioning a shotgun despite a previous mental health commitment. Bad apple man killed a bunch of people, and they found the mass graves of these 4 missing, and they were holding out hope, trying to hope that these boys were alive, but they're dead. DiNardo was being held on a $5 million bail, and they don't know how the boys knew him, and he's not talking too much, but they're investigating him here. But it's been a massive manpower search all over trying to find, and they found the mass grave, found all the boys. But it's unclear again what the connection was. It's got law enforcement officials scrambling, trying to figure out why this grisly discovery. And it was discovered on the father's farm. DiNardo was arrested Wednesday, the day before yesterday, for allegedly trying to sell Mayo's car for $500, one of the boys. And that was a day after Mayo was last seen, trying to sell his Nissan Maxima. $5 million bond. Jesus. I mean, this is like a Stephen King flick here. Yeah, this guy is going to get the death penalty for sure. We have no idea why the guy butchered these kids, but they did. What a nightmare, ladies and gentlemen, to be those parents and have those young kids found in a mass grave by a deranged killer who did something. That's why you wonder why that there's parents that are wanting to know where their kids are. They ask you where you are. Well, there you go. There's such a story, because you just sometimes never know the company you keep. You never know who you can trust sometimes, and sometimes they might have the appearance that you can trust them. You got to have your eyes open at all times. And for your kids, it don't matter how old they get, whether they're 22 or 24, they're still kids, and they're still vulnerable out there. So be careful. And that's a consumer alert. That was a consumer alert noise on For the People. Never stop being parents. And you know what? You talk to any parents, your kid could be 50 or 60 years old. If you're still living and you have kids that way, it doesn't matter. You're still going to be parent. And sometimes kids at that age still don't want to hear about it. But, kids in their 20s, they're not thinking like you did at 40. You're still going to be trying to help them understand and navigate through life. That's what we do as good parents. But that's what we do. We love our kids, don't we? And we love our country. Let's pray for America, ladies and gentlemen. 100% listener supported For the People, on the air for you daily. If you like the show and it resonates with you, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email, and over social media on Facebook and Twitter. Find us at forthepeopleshow.com. All the best. May God bless.